one and all, and welcome to another RWBY discussion. I'm your only mate, and with me as always is...
Hi, it's me. It's Max Trades. It's been a long time.
Yeah, and it's time to talk about how there's still no new RWBY episodes.
Yeah, see, the thing is, the reason why it's been so long is because, well, usually there would have been a season by now, but, you know, stuff happens, life in the world is crazy and all that business, so we didn't get no RWBY. And we still ain't getting no RWBY. We ain't getting any RWBY till next year.
Yeah, so, RWBY Volume 9 has been... it has at least been confirmed to release in early 2023. So it is coming.
This is probably gonna forever. It's probably gonna forever alter the release schedule for the series too.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Like if it starts up in February, it's possible that's just when the seasons are gonna start and end. I mean, I'm okay with it, but
oh yeah, it would mean you get to see Weiss again on your birthday.
Yes. Ah, you know just what to say to make me think happy things.
Exactly.
Ah, well. Despite the fact that but despite the fact that there is no show whatsoever, it doesn't mean there's literally nothing to talk about. Otherwise, well, I guess the video would already be over now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we did get a trailer.
Yeah.
And, man, the place they're in is weird.
It's Wonderland themed. Yeah, it's a land of nonsense and crazy pants. It's got talking Misas in it.
Oh no, we'll get to that.
Okay, fine, we'll get to that. But the point of the matter is, I'm not wrong.
Oh yeah, but I will admit, it's also making me think...
All you need to know about the trailer...
Honestly, it's kind of making me think twice about my Vault World theory.
Yeah, it's not looking too incredibly like... impossible.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying about the trailer?
Well, that's it. All you gotta really truly know about the trailer that came out. To say, the thing about the trailer that all you really got to know is that stuff not be doing so good. It's a lot of it's one of those kind of trailers that's more about the ambience of the thing. You don't really get a lot. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if literally every single clip for that trailer was something that came out of the first episode of the season. If I'm being entirely honest.
I don't know how I feel about...
It's more so about setting up the tone.
I don't know how I feel about all that being the first episode, because we do see shots of the girls, like, all together. Now...
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm totally happy with the idea of them, like, finding each other and being like, hey, we're all here, we're all alive, hey, everything's good. But...
yeah, less sadness.
Okay, yeah,
he wants some sadness.
Well, I'm also gonna go into some, like... Like, okay. Given what happened, I honestly don't think, like, Blake and Yang in particular should find each other late in the first episode. Like, I do want that to have, like, some build-up. But, like, hell, maybe the first episode could end with Yang finding Gamble Shroud and realizing that Blake must be here too.
I suppose. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even really entirely remember. How many episodes a season do you typically get?
Like about...
12?
12 to 14.
Around 12 to 14. Okay, that makes sense. Well, just, you know, how much do you really want to spend dwelling on the fact that they aren't together anymore at that point?
I mean, true.
I mean, how much of this season is going to have them be split up? I don't know about you, my good sir, but I feel like we've had quite enough splitting up of the lady types up to this point.
I mean, yeah.
Alright, thank you very much. So quite frankly, I'd be more than happy with them reuniting. I mean, yeah, I'd say the odds, you know, considering the episodes, you know, they're not even 20 minutes long, the odds of them actually all getting back together in the first episode's pretty dang unlikely. But I'd say, bare minimum, by the third, they're all together again.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's my guess. Yeah, that's my guess at least. All I know is for certain is that other than some incidental stuff, the only shot dedicated to Weiss in that trailer has her crying, and I hate that. Who said this was okay? Who greenlit this? I just want to talk.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm not okay with this. Why? What? I mean, maybe she's. I can only hypothesize that she's dwelling on the events of which she just bore witness.
And the fact that, well, from the start of the volume at least, she's the only one who knows of that.
That's the thing, yeah.
Hang on, is it also just me, or did the trailer not show Jean at all?
Yeah, no, Jean did not show up at all. Even Neo was in a brief flash, but nope, no Jean. That means he's dead, I guess. R.I.P., my dude.
Damn.
We'll miss you. We'll miss you, Vomit Boy.
So, should we talk about the clip?
Yeah, probably. Ruby's in a crazy land where everything doesn't make any dang sense, and she keeps trying to walk forward, but she keeps running into the exact same crazy bird.
And
the bird seemed very offended by Ruby's existence, I'm gonna be honest.
And of course, Ruby getting just continuously frustrated. She starts to break down a little bit and has herself a cry.
And that causes it to rain.
But then she finds a little mouse who's trying to pull something out of the ground, which is a cheese fruit.
Yeah, but it's a weird cheese fruit. But can we just briefly, seriously, actually talk about the fact that her crying starts to rain, and when she stops crying, it stops raining?
Okay, now I'm wondering, is this place tied to, like, everyone's emotions?
I do not know. There are so many possibilities for this weird world they've fallen in. What?
Because, okay, if Ruby feels lost, which she would in a new place,
right?
That's why she was, like, ending up in the exact same spot.
That's a decent theory.
Okay.
Fascinating. And so when she's sad, it causes rain to happen, and I mean, we'll have to wait until we see if the other girls' reactions and feelings make things happen either. But that's an interesting theory, considering we have like next to absolutely nothing to go off of. I say that's just as valid as anything.
Yeah, if not the Vault World theory, I'm going with that.
There you go. But anyway, so yeah, she finds a little mouse friend, and mouse friend's like, "Hey yo." Well, I mean, it doesn't say "Hey yo" yet, but it's like I want this snack, and Ruby's all like, well, I am an incredibly nice and adorable person, so I will help the mouse. So she do. And then she's like, man, now if only Mouse could help me. And then Mouse is all like, hey, maybe I can. And then screaming.
Yeah.
Because that is a little bit alarming. This world's got talking mices.
Funny you say that because, well, I mean, it doesn't have a name, but Ruby decides to name the mouse. And she names him.
Yes.
She names them Little.
And here's the thing. And I know I'm not the first person to figure this out today. Did y'all know that one movie, Stuart Little, was based off an actually pretty old book?
I'm the one who told you about that.
Yeah, you are, but I'm talking to the audience. I'm legitimately curious. How many people knew this? Because I'm gonna be honest, I really just thought it was a weird children's movie about a family that adopt a mouse as a son. Like, okay, sure, I've seen weirder movies. I didn't know it was actually like a freaking fable or something that Ruby could take influence from. It'd be like if they suddenly decided to incorporate Herbie the Love Bug, in my opinion. Oh dear God, is Herbie the Love Bug a boat? Not a boat. Well, he could be a boat, but no. Is he a book too? I don't know anymore. My whole worldview is confused.
Yeah, it actually was a little crazy for me that, like, not only do people, like, some people at RTX not get that, you know, Stuart Little was a book before a movie, people didn't...
Why would they?
Yeah, but also people didn't, like, work out that Little and they're a mouse. They didn't think about that being Stuart Little.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I would imagine, okay? Here's the thing. It's my personal opinion that the majority of people would be like, oh, okay, so it's a mouse and it's named Little. They're not thinking about Stuart Little at all at that point. And even if they are, they're like, oh, that reminds me of that one movie. They're not going to think that because that's all they know. They know the movie. They aren't going to suddenly think, oh, yes, classic literature, Stuart Little. Yes. Like, no! Nobody's going to think that. Well, then once they're told that, and suddenly it all falls into place, and they're like, oh, then they feel stupid. I know I did.
And apparently, so did a couple of people I was sitting next to during the panel.
Like, what?
Yeah, like I pointed out, and they were just like...
But they didn't.
And they were just like, oh my god, I feel stupid.
They should. I mean, I do, so it's fine. I want other people to suffer with me, okay? Any ding-dang way. So this mouse, and also, I guess this ties into kind of the way that the trailer was going on about it, because the trailer kind of had a very existential-esque sort of narration to it, of, like, RWBY, like, kind of thinking over, like, who she is, what she's trying to accomplish, and whether or not she's actually capable of accomplishing the goal that she's trying to set out for, which is obviously progressively seeming to be more and more impossible.
Yeah, but we have our own theory as to how she can... Oh, she in particular can stop Salem.
Yeah, but I mean, we might be just overthinking things, or maybe even oversimplifying things.
Yeah.
But
also, the way we have it is kind of horrifying.
It's true, but it would be fun.
Yeah, we'll get to it, though.
But anyways, yeah, so little mouse friend Little is all like, so, like, yo, why are you screaming at me? And she's all like, Mises don't talk. But then they're like, yeah, well, I've never seen a you talk either. And then it's all like, well, what even is you? It's like, yeah. And then it's like, well, I am human girl RWBY. And it is like, and I don't know, I thought it was a very interesting way of phrasing this. And to Ruby Rose is your purpose? And I'm like, whoa, that's deep. What does it mean to be the Ruby Rose? I know not. She must think on this. But she wasn't thinking that deeply about it. She's just like, nah. And, you know, she obviously asks, you know, have you seen anybody else that looks like me, sort of, in a way? And Mouse is like, I have no idea. And then she describes Blake and Yang, and it's slightly depressing, because RWBY doesn't even know Weisfeld. That's on one hand, I don't know. It's weird, because it's like, maybe she thinks that Weiss was incapable of falling, and there's some sort of trust and faith in that. I don't know.
She trusts Weiss that maybe she made it to Vacuo.
To be fair, she came closer than anybody else, so... Regardless, she is looking for Yang and Blake. And, Mousy Friend, she says, nah, I ain't got no idea what you're talking about. But I know some old people, and they might know things. We should go see them. But then the mouse is like, hey, you know what would make them people say some things? If you gave them more food. And so Ruby's probably gonna help carry some food.
We should also...
and that's basically all we got.
We should also say, when RWBY describes Yang, she describes her as, like, long blonde hair, and then for Blake, cats, which spooks Little.
Yeah, which means there are, in fact, cats in this weird, crazy universe, so that's a thing.
Yeah, and this has spawned all kinds... Yeah, this has spawned all kinds of fan art of just Blake eating Little.
Yeah. She's not that much of a kitty.
Yeah, I'm also sending you this I found.
Oh no. I've managed to go this entire time without ever saying anything of the sort. But now you've decided that I must. Alright, what do we got here? He sent the photo. And... oh, Blake watching you. Stereotype her wanting to eat a cute little mouse just because she's a cat faunus. She is judging. She is judging very harshly. I don't know why she's judging me. I don't think she'd do that. I never once even considered making the joke. It's everyone else that did it.
Yeah, and nor have I.
Yes. Well, you obviously wouldn't. Like you would ever do a negative anything towards Blake. I mean, good lord, come on now. Regardless, also, while obvious, still, I don't know. The technology of the RWBY universe and what it means to be a civilian has always actually been something kind of interesting that I've been thinking about, because the way they still... I know that they've got all this magic and floating cities and robots and all that stuff, so naturally, it makes sense that they'd have television. We've seen them have television when news comes on, but I don't know, for some reason, there was just something about RWBY saying, I've seen cartoons. I don't know. Something about that just made me go, oh yeah, she probably has. Why did I think that was weird? I don't know why. It's just, for some reason, the RWBY universe feels simultaneously old-timey and fantasy-based, but at the same time is also blatantly science fiction too. It's weird.
It's weird, but we love it.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic show, and we'll always think that unless things really take a bizarre turn, but so far I'm okay with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather, more nice things happen to Weiss. But the show's not over yet, so, I'm still holding out that hope.
Yeah, and,
yeah.
Like
Tragically, we don't know anything about their status, Weiss, Blake, or Yang. We don't know what they're going on about. We just know that they'll eventually find RWBY.
And just all reunite, and... I mean, okay, obviously, I'm anticipating Blake and Yang's reunion more, especially just given after Blake saw Yang fool what she almost did, and that Weiss kind of had to stop her.
Yeah, Blake was pretty much willing to just kind of die. I mean, it was an in-the-moment type situation, but that's kind of what that was, and that's dark. That's creepy, man.
And then her going, like, feral and attacking Neo.
Yeah, I don't know if... I mean, I'm not sure if Blake's gonna just, shrug that off. It's like, hey, you know what, maybe she doesn't need to know. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. I guess the real $1.5 million question is... how long you figure they're gonna be in this place? You figure the entire volume? More than a volume? Less than a volume?
I wouldn't put it past them to have at least be most of the volume.
Yeah.
Like whether or not...
Yeah.
Whether or not we'll even see anybody that's in Vacuo is up for debate.
Yeah, we haven't seen any evidence to support that idea. It's possible we might just be inside this place and only follow these characters the entire time, which honestly has some very interesting implications, and I feel like, honestly, I'd kind of prefer it, because, I mean, I don't know, it would be neat, because, like, say they spend, I don't know, like an entire month in this place or something before they get out, or longer, and then they pop out, and, that same amount of time has passed. We don't know how time works here, but I'm just assuming as an example.
I've seen speculation as to, like, how time passes in this world in comparison to Remnant. Like,
yeah,
is it
slower,
like
faster, who knows?
Like, is it like the hyperbolic time chamber where 1 year in there is 1 day in Remnant?
Like, who knows? Regardless, I think it would be interesting if, the girls are able to eventually get out of there, reunite with everybody, and they're like, boy, howdy, do we got a story to tell you. It's been freaking 2 months, and a whole bunch of nonsense crazy times have been going on. Also, you're not dead, and now we're gonna cry about that, and it's gonna be very sweet. I refuse to believe that there will not be tears shed at the reuniting, at least assuming they don't reunite in the middle of a fight. We shall see.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get teary reunion. Maybe that's why Weiss was crying. Because she's just so happy to see everybody. I mean, yeah, it's in a sucky situation, but at least her friends are there.
That's true. But I mean, at the same time, she had a pretty sad-looking face, so I can only assume she's, ruminating on events. Ugh. All of the events. It's not like Weiss doesn't have a fair few things to cry about. And
she's the only one of the four that even knows.
I mean, not even that. I mean, obviously, that's probably a large contributing factor to it. She is aware that Penny is dead, and that sucks, because obviously... Oh. I've seen the GIF. They're friends.
Speaking of whom... RWBY finds one of Penny's swords, and there's a flash of her face.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense that... What...
As if the knife didn't need even more twisting.
Wait a second. Penny didn't have any swords.
Yeah, she did.
She created, like, energy swords with the maiden powers.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They were solid?
Yeah. Well, according to this, apparently.
I thought they were just energy constructs that fizzled out.
I've also seen...
I guess it makes sense. I guess it would make sense they'd be kind of like Cinder's things. But I thought that was part of her... I thought that was her semblance, making things out of, like, glass.
No, it would have been the maiden powers. She didn't have a semblance. Or at least
Cinder
if
doesn't
she...
have a semblance?
No, Penny.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
I thought that Cinder's semblance was making the weapons, and that's how she was able to do it. Whereas I thought that Penny was just making energy constructs of her old weapons, and that they weren't really there, and that as soon as she stopped using them, they would just kind of poof out of existence.
Well, I've also seen speculation, like, what if this one contains, like, what's left of Penny's soul?
I mean, I doubt it.
It also
I don't really, yeah.
Still,
no, I don't think so.
On one hand, it would mean Penny's still around, but it's also still depressing.
I mean, I guess, but, like, couldn't you use that exact same logic as saying that, you know, oh, what's left of Pyrrha's soul is in John's armor and stuff? Like, what makes Penny's soul so special that it's trapped inside of a sword?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. We've got so many questions, but we didn't get nearly enough stuff to even remotely attempt to answer anything.
In other words, we got a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. And we need to wait bare minimum 7 months. Probably more. But, yeah. Ugh.
We've been waiting for so long. I mean, at least, like, last year we had at least Blake's death battle to hold us over, and...
It wasn't a lot, but it was something.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this is as good a transition as anything I can think of. We do sort of and we're gonna kind of get a mini season of the show with Arrowfell.
I was gonna lead into us just getting a video game, but...
I mean, if you think about it, with all of the official cutscenes and it being established as it being a canon thing that happens during that montage where they do all of the stuffs, which they put in specifically so that there was a place for the video game to happen, which I find incredibly funny. Like, I just can imagine in the script, montage so that one video game that's being made can happen is written in the script, I feel. That would be funny as hell. But, yeah, so, you know, there's real cutscenes and stuff, and Blake does an incredibly hilariously impractical pose, you know.
I was actually just looking for that so I can resend it.
Yeah, there you go. You can scroll up in our talks enough, it'll be there.
Yeah, I'll try and put it, like, on screen here.
Yeah, go for it. But, so, I don't know, just a bunch of funny poses. And I didn't get to do nothing, because I wasn't at RTX, but, you know, this guy, he was on, like, a 10-hour-long plane ride to get to Austin and stuff. And he played it on the last possible chance he had to even be able to play it.
Yeah, okay. So, how my Saturday went was I was at the Death Battle panel. Not long after that, I went and had lunch. Then I decided...
As you do.
Okay, RWBY Arrowfell, that demo is only around today. So...
which is crazy. It's crazy that they would only have it be that limitedly available, but yeah.
Yeah, so I better book it down to the RT store so I can play it. And I'm waiting in line, waiting in line. The issue being my signing with Aaron Zek and Kara Eberly was coming up.
Oh dear.
So, while I was there, I had to choose. Do I play this game or do I go and see them?
I mean, luckily, the best news, he was able to do both.
Well, no, I decided to just, like, ditch the line and head to my signing, because, let's be real, that was kind of more important.
Well, yeah, I know, but, I mean, you still did play the game, though.
Yeah.
Unless you lied to me.
Yeah, no, I did.
He lied to me! He admits it!
No, I played it!
Ah!
After the signing, I immediately went back.
There you go. See, that makes way more sense.
I was lucky to get back when I did, because the Guardian was just like, okay, we're only letting 2 more people in. And I'm just like,
God damn.
Okay, well, I'm getting in the queue.
Yeah, I mean, good thing the British people love doing that. Boom! Moving on.
It's not that we love doing it, it's just that we're good at it, because we have a thing called etiquette.
Go eat your damn chips. Anyway.
At least they actually are chips.
That was the joke! He ordered a burger and chips, and he got like a bag of potato chips because he thought fries were chips.
I got crisps, not chips.
Okay, you and your crazy man language. Anyway, the point is, you played Arrowfell. How was that?
It was a lot of fun, and I got to talk to one of the Way Forward employees that was there showing the game off.
which is awesome. I wish I could have talked to a WayForward employee just in general, because I love that company.
I also spoke to him about you.
Nani?
Well, because I was... Okay, pretty much I was just playing as Blake as much as I could.
Obviously.
And there are times where you do need to switch between all 4 girls. Like,
Yeah, they all have special abilities that can be used for specific puzzles.
Yeah, like, if there's a gap that's too wide, RWBY is who you need to just, like, dash across it. If a ledge is too high, you need Weiss to make a platform. If there's, like, a boulder or something in your way, you need Yang to smash it. If there's a pressure plate, you need Blake's shadow clone to, like, stay there while you pass through it.
Makes sense, makes sense.
And fun fact about Blake's shadow clones, when you spawn them,
Yes.
like, they stay in place, and when you hit the attack button, they attack as well.
Which is pretty dang nifty.
Yeah, that will come in handy for boss fights, because you just walk up to the boss, spawn it, and then just hit the attack, and yeah, you'll like maximize damage output that way.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Also, the game's
So it
healing
looks like
items are chocolate and cola.
Well, that's... I mean, I guess that makes a degree of sense.
Yeah, but anyway, I was talking to that WayForward employee about how, like, you know, how I'm like super into Blake, and I have a friend who's super into Weiss. That's you.
Yay!
Who's, and we will also likely be doing a Let's Play of the game together. And he was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah, he didn't give any more details than that, as that's unnecessary. But it was still, you know, I feel like a lot of companies, especially the smaller ones, are always down for stuff like that. Because they're like, hey, cool, people spreading the word of our game. That's just nice.
Yeah. Well, so while I was in the queue, I was talking about this idea that we talked about. Because WayForward also makes Shantae, and a way that she attacks is whipping with a ponytail.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can we have Weiss do that?
I mean, we're not, but if it was like, I don't know, like an Easter egg thing or something, I don't know. I'm just saying it would be really freaking cool.
I mean, it'd be like it'd be like that one Mega Man X Easter egg where you can have X get the Hadouken and the Shoryuken.
Yeah, or, you know, you could even make it as even more subtle. I mean, they could just have it be like, I don't know, somebody joking that Weiss do it, and she's like, that would hurt my neck, or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of options. It would just be neat. That's all I gotta say. So, I gotta ask, though, like, how, like, did the demo have any dialogue in it? Was it just a small section of a certain level? Like, what exactly did it entail? Okay,
well, so artwork of the girls like shows up as this text dialogue, which didn't really have voice acting. It wasn't narrated. You just like read it.
Yeah, well, it was either that, or it was too loud in the area, or it's not added, or it is just text.
Yeah, but
it could be many things.
Yeah, but there's a cutscene like before and after that is scripted dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, the cutscene afterwards, after you beat the boss of the level, which I did, by the way.
Good.
Blake solos.
Of course. Because that's just how you roll.
Yeah. Yeah, it's animated completely by Rooster Teeth, which I freaking love.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, this is canon to the actual series. I mean, I guess there's nothing saying Grim Eclipse wasn't either, but this is definitively canon.
Yeah. I have thought of a way you could try and bring Grim Eclipse back in terms of, like, canonicity, but, well...
You could.
That's a video for another time.
Yeah, obviously.
Something I have been thinking about a lot.
Yeah, but either way, you had yourself a good time, and I like that. That means it's going to be a fun game, and I want a fun game.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll gladly take any excuse under the sun to have Weiss on my channel again.
Yeah, there's also upgrades that you can give your respective character. You unlock or just find skill points, and then you put them towards like upgrading various things, like the melee attack, aura healing, the ranged attack.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I should note. So you have like a green bar, which is your aura, and then hearts, which are like your life. If you want to add those, you're dead.
Yeah. So basically, it's like you have, you know, a shield, and once the shield is down, then you actually take damage.
Yeah, and I was actually a little surprised by this. The using your semblance doesn't drain the aura bar. Your ranged attack does.
I'm not sure exactly on the specifics of that.
I think it's like a balancing thing, because like if you just use the range attack, then you might as well just be playing a Mega Man game.
I suppose that's true. They probably just want you to use it in, you know, specific situations.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Plus,
it makes sense. It would also probably like cheap things out a bit if you could just hide in the corner and throw projectiles the entire time.
A little bit.
It's probably just designed that way. Either way, I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah, and there's Lien to find. Like, it was useless in the demo, but it will have a place in the game.
I would imagine. It's like, hey, yeah, look at this collectible that does nothing. Fun. Glad we programmed that. You have any idea how hard it is to program an aspect of a thing into a game? It better serve a damn purpose, so the people making the game are going to be pissed.
But yeah, the demo ends with those 4 new characters showing up. They don't say anything, they just like come on screen as like a slow-mo shot, and thank you for playing.
Yeah, I want to play it. Do we have more, other than this year, do we have a more concrete, like a month?
We just have full 2022.
Okay, so fall. That's not too bad. That's somewhere between
September and November.
September and November? Yeah, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. So, there we go. We have that to hold us over until Volume 9.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'd rather have it right now, but if it's not done, it's not done.
Yeah. They did change the art style a little bit based on when we first saw it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw it, a year ago? It would make sense that it was still in development at the time. Also,
when you save the game or, find a treasure chest, the girl you're playing as, or just, all 4 of them, they do a little pose and it's adorable.
Yay! That's one of the best things about them. They're adorable. Alright then. That's good. That's good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, and, we got some other stuff that was talked about at the panel, and this I kind of want to talk to because it ties into something that happened while I was on the plane.
Sure.
I was saying, 3 girls were sat behind me, and they were talking about how they really want merch of various characters and just don't get any. Well,
yeah.
If I pull up the actual photo, because I really should have planned this ahead of time, but bear with me.
He should have. He should have. He should have.
I took a lot of photos and videos. Oh yeah, makeshift.
If you got a prop, yeah, makeshift.
Yeah. So, if you want merch of some characters that just don't get much, then this will be something for you.
Yeah, there you go. So if you really freaking want it, get out there, man.
Shout out to those I was on the plane with in particular who wanted Raven and Scarlet merch.
Raven, I could definitely see happening. Scarlet, that's just weird to me, but you know what?
She likes Scarlet, okay?
Yes, I too enjoy a character that only showed up in an episode and a half, had maybe 2 lines of dialogue, and then disappeared off the face of the earth.
I mean, that's just some team in a nutshell.
Yeah, it really is. What was even the point of giving him one? Anyway.
I don't know.
Anywho, but yeah, there you go. Fan-made stuff, if people are all about that.
Yeah.
My artistic abilities aren't nearly competent enough in order to facilitate stuff of that nature, but there are many who are.
We're also getting the U2's figures.
Yes. They're in line with what a lot of people think about Funko Pops, in that people think they're weird, creepy, and why would you even want that? But I've always been of the mind that, cool, thing I like, I want that. That's always how I've personally felt about merchandise of anything I care about. So, I don't know, I think they look cute.
Yeah, they do.
So, and they're like, I'm gonna turn down another Weiss figurine. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm getting that in this. It's her Volume 7 outfit. I'm actually gonna have a figurine of her in every one of her outfits. I mean, the main outfits, not that. I doubt they're ever gonna have one of her in the Snow Pea suit, but you know what I mean.
You mean the old outfit in Volume 2, right?
No, the other outfit named Snow Pea. There is no other outfit named Snow Pea.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that outfit actually had a name.
They all have names.
Oh, right, yeah. I remember Blake's at one point, but I can't remember. Are the words there? Intruder. Infiltrator, there we go. Intruder. I was close.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, so I'm just looking at,
the point is, hang on. The joke behind those alt outfits was Ruby, Blake, and Yang have badass names for their outfits, and Weiss is named Snow Pea. Because in all aspects of life, she has to be the butt of the joke. Blech. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're talking about merch, and there's gonna be freaking like a full-blown Figmas of the girls. Do you know what those are, my dude?
No, off the top of my head, go on.
They're posable!
Yeah, like the Nandoroids.
Well, yes, but they're like the Nandroids, but they're not chibi. Not that I dislike the fact that the ones that are chibi. I love the chibi. But this is like an actual, show accurate one, and you can pose it around, and it's gonna be great. It's probably gonna be expensive as hell, but I'm still getting it. And there's also a pop-up parade figure, which is just a stationary one, of the Ice Queendom outfits that all the girls are getting too.
Yeah. Is that a good transition to talk about that, given that we just know, we have some more context things?
I mean, if you mean by we have some more context, I mean, you actually mean I know what the plot is.
Yeah, okay, because, at the start when we just saw, Weiss on that throne, we were just like, okay, what the hell is this?
Nobody knew what the hell. Yeah, what evil dimension, something else, alt world, what is this? We had no idea. Yeah. Well, we do now.
But then
I know I'm already a bit of a blatherbox and what have you, but seeing as how this is Weiss centric, hopefully I can talk about at least the main plot synopsis that this is obviously going to be.
Yeah, but I also want to go into just some of the lead up to it, because
you do that part.
We got a trailer that was showing a lot of Volume 1, and we found out the first couple episodes are going to be recapping the trailers and the first couple volumes. So I thought, that's really awesome, because something that the girls have always said on panels is they would love to just basically go through the older episodes, but as they are now.
With the more experience they have being actresses.
Yeah. I mean, Erin especially, have you seen how much she's done for Funimation?
Yeah, no, she has improved. Actually, for the record, Funimation technically doesn't even exist anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it got consumed by Crunchyroll.
Oh.
So it's just Crunchyroll now.
Oh, well, wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
By the way, when you said
it
got consumed, I thought you were about to say Disney.
No. RWBY's owned by Warner Brothers. Come on now. The day Disney owns Warner Brothers is the day everything is truly lost. Regardless.
Although that being said,
yes.
Could you imagine if that happened and we got Rooster Teeth themed stuff at Disney World?
Okay, well, you know what? Suddenly nothing sounds as bad.
Okay, I'm just throwing this out there.
I want to say maybe the first two. Yes.
If Disney just bought Rooster Teeth, and there was a job where you just dress up as Caboose all day at Disney World, I would fucking apply. Are you kidding me? That sounds awesome.
Of course you will.
Like, I would just be caboose. Like, I know all the quotes.
Yeah, I know you do. Anywho.
Also, if they could make an assault rifle that shoots confetti, that'd be the best. I would just be like, hey, Judge!
Of course. Good lord. Anyway, Ice Queendom. I can't believe I have to be the one to bring us on track to this thing. Ugh. Like, the first 2 or 3 episodes is basically a summarization of the first 2 volumes. Heavily condensed down. Like, I want to say maybe... Like I haven't watched... As of right now, at least, I had to maybe guess. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the first episode might, like, mostly be the like a retelling of the trailers.
Yeah, no, the first episode is
clips to imply it.
Yeah. And
yeah, so there you go. It's basically an expanded version of the trailers from way back when.
Yeah, I also did see like a little bit of like one episode of the English dub because that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Yeah, they played a clip.
Yeah, it's so all 4 of Team RWBY.
It's so weird because sorry, I'm sorry. You will talk about this, but it's a fusion of 4 separate scenes, all put into just a single one to save time.
Yeah, and all 4 of Team RWBY meet on the airship 2 beacon, and this unfortunately means like we miss out on a lot of funny moments, like specifically for Blake and Yang's first meeting when Yang's like, I like your bow, goes great with your pajamas. Like, that's not a thing in that clip. And also, it kind of starts off with Blake and Weiss not getting along, and RWBY and Yang try to say, like, okay, we're all going to Beacon together, we should try to get along. Yeah, you guys want to go shopping together? And we could, like, you know, get school supplies. And Weiss is like, oh yeah, we could do this, try on clothes and talk about cute boys, like that one over there. Which just so happened to be Jean.
Of course it is, you gotta, I mean, it was in the original too. But yeah, as you can see, this is like several of the original scenes mooshed together into one.
Yeah, which makes sense, because, you know, you gotta, like, recap so much with so little time.
Yeah. So, I just want to say this, I want to get this out of the way really quickly, okay? Like, I do not want to dwell on this or ruminate on it or, you know, anything of that general nature, but I just want to get this out of the way because it's been bothering me, and I want to make sure the world knows that it bothers me, is the fact that, okay, do you have any idea how many people watched, like, the first 2 volumes of RWBY and then just, you know, fell off of it almost immediately? You know, that's pretty fairly common for a lot of people.
I actually spoke to someone at RTX who had that exact same situation. It was the guy who gave me the pass with Blake on it.
Oh, well, there you go.
I also...
That's nice.
I did recommend, like, you know, maybe watch Ice Queendom with all, like, the new animation, and maybe that might inspire him to, like, you know, get back on the show. And he was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So, you never know. Maybe. Here's hoping it's good. Regardless, here's the downside to this entire thing. So, you see, if you only ever watch the first 2 volumes of RWBY, you know what you don't get a lot of? You don't get the full ramifications of Weiss's character development. So, here's the thing. A lot of people who fall off of the show thinking of Weiss pre-character development, and that's all she ever is. That way, when anybody ever brings her up in it for any possible reason, they call her, oh, the rich, bitchy, racist girl? And that's all anybody seems to really know her for. And, you know, I gotta say, it sure is wonderful seeing this brand new medium come up with having to, you know, drudge up the past and have all of those people check out RWBY again after 7 years, only to see all of those scenes again and go, yep, that sure is that character I know. I'm just saying, man. What being Weiss is suffering, she can't catch a damn break. And
you kind of
appropriate you word it that way, because a while back...
So you want me to get into the rest of it now? Or what?
I was going to say, a while back we got a trailer that showed off a new character, who is a nightmare hunter.
Yeah, we are good.
And there's a Grimm that possesses people and traps them in their dreams, and at that point I was like, oh my god, stuff makes sense now.
Yep, that's the general plot. And guess which one of the girls gets to have the nightmare Grimms possess them? You guessed correctly! The one that this thing is named after! So, Weiss is going to get possessed by a nightmare-inducing Grimm that is likely going to instill her visions and images of the version of her that was underneath the boot of the Schnee name in the worst possible way, that shows her as sort of a dictator, and she's going to have to deal with that whole thing, and her friends are 97% likelihood going to have to enter her dream in order to save her from this.
I mean, there's also, the dream version of Blake that also has her with cat claws and a tail.
Yes, see that, but here's the thing. That's you have to look at official merchandise for this. But and by the way, I don't even know if this is something you know. But the fact of the matter is that all of these designs have specific names for them, and the names for the outfits of RWBY, Blake, and all three of them, at least not right now, all label these new outfits as their lucid dream costumes, basically. Whereas whereas Weiss's is the nightmare look outfit, basically. And that kind of tells you all you really need to know at that point now, don't it? I always gotta make Weiss suffer, man.
Also, I may or may not have had to just look up what lucid dream means.
Dear God, man, I didn't say it because I assumed you knew.
Yeah. No, it's when the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming.
Yes, and I would imagine that three people who know that they're entering their friend's dream for the sake of helping her would be aware that they're in a dream and therefore can control it to an extent, and I can only imagine, for one reason or another, those are the outfits that end up getting created for them, either by themselves or by something else. Or, oh my god, I think I just realized something.
Are you thinking this is
dream, right?
Are you thinking this is how Weiss sees them?
I think I might be thinking that, yes.
Okay, I'm really curious what Blake's reaction is going to be when she sees herself.
Yeah, you know, that's really going to help the problem that I was just talking about. I'm going to now headbutt my own desk.
Don't do that.
Ow.
You did it.
Yep. It's okay, I'm wearing a hat, a cushion the blow, but still.
At least you have something to cushion it. Unlike something I did at RTX.
Yeah, Moron punched a gong. He has a video of it. He punched a large slab of metal. Like a dingus. Sigh.
Makes a funny story.
My internet is a large pile of garbage. Woo! Anyway, I was just gonna very quickly say, first and foremost, I don't know what the last thing you said was, and secondly, a good way to destroy the Mexifu Trades is to show him a brief clip of Weiss, in her adorable pajamas, of course, thinking about stuff, and then it shows her back, and there is a creeping crud up on there showing her being possessed, and that bums me out.
Wait, is that happens in the recreation of the scene that made you first like Weiss?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
no.
Yeah, they took the scene where Weiss became my favorite character, and they added the fact that she was in the process of being possessed by a Grimm at the time on top of that. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, okay, how I at least see it going.
Why won't this world just let me enjoy Weiss?
Alright, here's how I see it going. she's gonna get possessed. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, is there any way we can help her? And they're just like, okay, we can inception ourselves into her head. And they do that. They have to help her.
I don't know.
But it's ultimately gonna be Weiss who overcomes everything. She's gonna take control of, like, her own dream and be like, no, this is who I am.
I'm going to...
And it's gonna be freaking
ungodly
polar.
hope that that's the case. Yeah, I'm really hoping that by the end of this she gets to do something really awesome all on her own. Like, hey, you know what? She believes in her friends, and they're helping her grow and become a better person, and as a result, she's able to do this on her own. That's what I'm hoping for. Yes, it oftentimes feels like Weiss is the only one of the 4 girls who never gets to actually do good stuff or really cool moments all to her own. She's always the support. And even if it has to be in a battle in her own brain, I'll gladly accept it as long as it actually ends up happening and she doesn't end up just acting as a massive damsel in distress in the long run. That's really all I want. I just give her something, okay?
Yeah, and have it be Weiss who, like...
Don't go through all the trouble of don't
Yeah, have it be Weiss who, like, wins,
all of the
like,
trouble.
the day.
Yeah, like, just don't go through all of the trouble of naming it Ice Queendom and clearly making this about her and all that business if you're not gonna give her one really solid moment. Like, if you can't have her beat her own nightmare self, I mean, come on. Come on. Sigh. Anyway, so I know that this is how it's ultimately going to go down because I guess you didn't see this, but a different character does get possessed, and their friends do go in and save them from it.
Oh yeah, it's Jean, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's very overt. John is also possessed, and the rest of Team Juniper apparently are able to save him inside his dream, where he is a rabbit. I saw a very interesting fan comic about that. Actually, I saw 2 interesting fan comics about it. The first one being John waking up and going, what happened? And they explain it. And Pyrrha gushes over how adorable he was as a rabbit. And Nora is chuckling to herself behind Pyrrha's back, going, you're a furry.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
I was like, oh, alright. And I saw a different one. It's like, okay, but why is my shirt off? I don't know, Pyrrha insisted. Weird. So, you know, that's basically what Ice Queendom is ultimately going to end up being. Has it ever been confirmed how many episodes this thing is going to be?
I think it's running till September.
Okay, and what's the rate of episodes coming out?
I can't quite remember.
But, 1 every 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week? What are we looking at here?
Well, I think they just said the finale is in September.
Alright, cool. And it's July. So it'll be done with by the time in 3 months, I guess.
And,
anyway.
And September just so happens to be when, the rest of, Death Battle starts. But we'll talk about that in another discussion. Probably after Excalibur vs. Raiden happens.
Yeah, that's probably for the best idea.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so there's that. And as far as animated adaptations of RWBY are concerned, that is literally the only thing worth of note, and we can move on.
Well...
No, we're moving on.
Well, no, they said this isn't an adaptation.
Fine, get it over with.
Alright, so... The biggest shock to come out of the RWBY panel at RTX was that we're gonna get ourselves a RWBY feature film. That's right, we're getting a movie.
I mean, it's probably, you know, a direct-to-DVD type situation. It's not like gonna play in theaters or anything.
I mean, probably not, but that's still cool.
In fact, can we actually... actually, hang on. Before you get into all of the nitty-gritty and the stuff that I don't care for, can we just stop and talk about the fact that the man... Okay, so he says, well, you know, I'm going to the RWBY panel, I'll tell you all the stuff that comes out, and, you know, don't worry about it, I'll make sure you're in the loop. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man, cool. So this man, literally, with no goddamn context, literally says absolutely nothing more than, RWBY movie. That's all he gives me. And I just have to sit there and wait for him to show back up so I don't have to think about... Do you have any idea the implications of that? It's like, wait, like a theater movie? Jesus Christ, is this going to be some kind of live action thing? You gave me no context.
I thought that would have been funny. Well, that, and I was also just like going through the rest of my day at RTX.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, movie. Anyway, bye. I'm like, god damn this man. Anyway, go on ahead and talk about it. Anyway, again, it very most likely is either going to... It's probably going to be a simultaneous, probably watchable on Rooster Teeth, but also on DVD type thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it plays in theaters, please let at least one be in the UK.
My dude, not only do I think it's not going to play in theaters, if it was, I guarantee it definitely would not be playing in the UK.
You say that...
Are you kidding me?
You say that. Before Volume 4 came out, they were playing all 3 RWBY volumes in theaters, including the UK.
As like a specialty thing, surely.
Yeah, but it could totally still be a thing.
I guess it's a very limited release. Rooster Teeth only got the pull for that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, it would only be for one day.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Anyway, I keep delaying things. Just talk about it.
Alright, and this movie, surprisingly actually, is a crossover movie with RWBY and the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Now, under what exact context, I'm not sure if we know for certain. Like, whether it be the actual, like, Justice League, or the RWBY versions of them. Though that being said, they did say it's not an adaptation of the comics. And just saying that makes me think, okay, we're not getting something they decided to do in those comics that I really didn't like. And nor did Max.
You shut your face. Shut your face. You shut your face. Don't even imply it.
I'm saying we're not getting it. At least we...
We're not going there. We're not going there. Oh. Okay, so, here's the thing. I want to get this on actual, like, audio record at this moment in time. Here's the thing, my dude, my boy, my buddy guy, you're gonna watch this thing first, okay?
Yep, no, I will.
If there's a single goddamn whiff of this, of you know what, you're gonna say, oh, by the way, maybe don't watch the movie. Okay?
Yep, no, I know.
That's all you're gonna do. You're not gonna link me to the damn scene.
Yeah, I'll watch it, and if there's something like that, I'll just say, don't watch it. We don't gotta talk about it.
Not link it to me! And you won't link it to me? I want your word.
I won't.
Thank you. Okay. I'm not bitter. Except I am. And look, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know why I'm frustrated, if you don't know why I'm being a little petty little doofus right now, well, you never read the comic. Because if you did, oh, you'd know.
Alright, so I guess we're not addressing that.
No.
Okay. I'll just go on.
Talk about literally every. You can talk about literally every other aspect about it if you want. I'm fine with that. Just not that.
Well, I mean, okay. If this were like the RWBY versions of them, I have a little. It's to do with Blake and Yang. Question about this movie.
Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Okay, because in those comics, they were extraordinarily flirtatious. Like hell, even like when they're just like talking back and forth about like money and stuff. This version of Superman says, "But bees make honey, not money." Like those are his exact words.
Of course they do. Of course there were. They were not subtle.
Yeah, and hell, there's even a scene of Aquaman like flirting with Blake, and after attacking Yang and Clark because they're humans, although I think it's implied Clark is an alien, but anyway. when everything's resolved and Aquaman says he wants to apologize, Yang immediately goes to say, and I quote, "For flirting with Blake, no, she's too good for you and way out of your league."
Long story short, I mean, it's obvious and very, very clear to just about anybody that the Justice League crossover comic with RWBY was definitely... Whoa, sorry, something almost fell off my desk. It was not written by the usual team of RWBY. Like, I feel pretty confident that it was a lot of, like, it was a lot of outlines given to one of the DC writers or something.
I'm just looking it up to be sure.
Your keyboard tells me... Yeah, your keyboard noises are telling me that you're looking it up right now. I mean, sure, from what I saw, everything sure reads like it came from somebody who didn't work on the actual show, but maybe just sort of said, yeah, sure, okay, that'll work.
Okay, yeah, no, it was written by someone at DC.
That's what I thought. I feel like
but
the
three
Rooster
people at
Teeth
DC.
probably... Yeah, there you go. So I feel like it was more than most likely a situation where Rooster Teeth gave them a bunch of outlines, and they're like, these are the characters, this is how the world works. Consult with us about anything if you don't know what you're doing. And this is the general relationships between characters. Yada yee, yada 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 you. And somebody was all like, oh, so I can make these girls flirt then. And I don't know, maybe, I have no idea if they actually okayed it, or if it was too far in production to say no, or whatever. The point is, there's a reason why it comes off that way.
Yeah, and especially given a scene in like one of the last few, where, okay, everybody's in pajamas, and
adorable.
Blake is holding the door open to a bedroom and says to Yang that they'll do something before a big battle.
I don't think that that's what they actually did. I don't think the implication is what they do. No, I don't think they did. I don't. I'm not saying that they're not allowed to. I'm saying I don't think that they actually did.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
man,
that's what they're trying to make people think. That's subtle as a brick to the face. It's like, I don't know, maybe the person they got to write it was a massive Bumblebee fan. Maybe it's just that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Either way, the flirtation levels were by far and away significantly farther advanced than they were at that point in the series when it was supposed to be taking place. I'll say that much.
So my question for this movie, if that were to continue, can we maybe have Blake and Yang actually be a couple in the show first?
Like, I don't know.
Because otherwise it would just be weird.
I mean, at this point, we literally have no information whatsoever. The fact of the matter is, okay, just going on, again, you're saying it's not an adaptation of the comics that have come out, or at least, like, have they confirmed, like, flat out, this is not an adaptation of those comics that came out?
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Is that their exact words? Okay.
I was at that panel, I know.
Okay, I believe you, I really do. It's just I want to make sure that there wasn't like a more vague way of phrasing it, and then that was just your interpretation, because that's possible. But see, the thing is, if it's probably going to be at most 2 hours long, and when you've only got that so much time to work with that, you kind of have to pick and choose what lines and what subplots to really start, really follow on. And if they're really going to be doing a whole big thing, like, the fact of the matter is you can do more with comic books when it comes to more detailed, stuff. And that's why, in adaptations of comics, which, again, you said this isn't, but just for sake of example, oftentimes a lot of stuff is rewritten, moved around, or outright removed just because it's not as relevant to what we're trying to, get our message across.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So it's conceivable they might not even try to go that angle at all, and the only reason they could get away with it at the time was simply due to circumstance.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's all I'm saying. And all I'm saying, as for no reason, I'm just throwing this out here. All I'm saying is if they're gonna include shipping, keep it in their goddamn lane. That's all.
Yeah, like, if they want to have a cute, shippy scene with Blake and Yang, sure. Ren and Nora,
Have a billion of
by
them.
all means. Hell, if you want to bring
Have
Oscar
50
along and have him and
50
Ruby.
trillion. Oh yeah, I don't care. Just keep it in your lane. That's all I ask. Is that all you wanted to say about it?
Well, I was also gonna talk about how, like, if it is, like, the actual, like, Justice League.
Oh, I'd like that. I honestly would. I mean, I was briefly talking about it off screen, about how, like, there would be definitely a bit of a power level discrepancy, but I mean, technically they kind of deal with that with the Justice League all the time already, just by having Superman and Batman on the same team. So, you know, they could probably make it work.
Plus, I mean, I doubt in, like, meetings for, like, these movies or crossovers, they think, okay, but let's talk about some versus stuff. This character is, like, this powerful. Can we really make that what? No, they're just like, oh yeah, this will look cool.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that is very much the case. Look, I'm just saying, if you want to pull the actual canon versions of the RWBY Carols into an actual canon DC universe and have them beat somebody way above their pay grade, I'm okay with it.
Oh my god. Like, we joked about this before, but could you imagine if Yang gets into a fight with Superman and wins?
Like, there'd have to be some serious Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe shenanigans for that to even be remotely feasible.
Oh, no,
Like, there's gotta be some kind of massive power dampener or equalizer or something.
I don't know if okay, I haven't seen this talked about, but I do wonder if it's taken place. Because, depending on what happens, this could have some versus implications.
It could. Here's the thing.
Are those who were against RWBY being involved freaking out because of what this could mean?
I mean, it's conceivable. Here's the thing. As much as we like to, you know, talk about the fact that, you know, Team RWBY helped defeat Starro the Conqueror, one of the most obscenely overpowered monstrosities in the DC universe, there is technically the asterisk around there that, you know, it could conceivably be a much weaker variant of it, seeing as how the Justice League version of themselves in that RWBY universe are massively weaker than their actual canon selves.
I will say...
I know there is the Green Lantern muddies it. I get that.
Yeah, no, it's, so this Starro came from across the multiverse, as did this Green Lantern. So, I mean, that has some implications.
I mean, every bit of my being wants to say, yes, Team RWBY totally helped to defeat Starro. They are definitely on that tier. Get wrecked versus debaters. I want that more than anything. But I can't argue that isn't kind of dubious. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at the very least, if they were in a versus debate that included crossover scaling for both sides, then we could absolutely say it. Hence why...
Yeah, okay, you know what?
Hence that backing up that we reckon they would beat the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, the Turtles had a fight with Batman. Yeah, but Team RWBY beat Starro.
So there you go. What are you gonna do about it? And bare minimum, what, you don't like comics? Fine. You know what? They at the very least fought evenly and or alongside Blaze Blue and Persona characters. So meh.
At that point, GG.
Yeah, there you go. So, you know, we take what wins we can get here. I wonder if this is going to be, like, I mean, I'm left to ponder, and, like, I hope this is one of those situations where they get Kevin Conroy and, you know, all of the general stable of voice actors for the DC characters. If it is the RWBY versions of these characters, then I feel like the odds are pretty good they'll get new voice actors to voice these new interpretations of the characters, which I would fully understand and be okay with.
I mean, they could still get the actual voice actors of the Justice League. Like, hey, you know, put a new... like, here's a new spin on it, and they'd just be like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, they easily could. I'm just saying, if they wanted to also just go, well, I mean, this version of Superman is so different from the version of Superman that we typically use, then we'll just get a new voice actor to fit this interpretation rather than, you know, getting the actual guy that they're known for, you know, playing him. I could understand it. I'm hoping we actually get the legitimate one, because that would just be super duper mega awesome.
That would. And I also kind of want to shout, if this is like the actual Justice League, Does this mean Barbara's gonna get one of her wishes?
She might.
That she'd like to see Yang spar with Wonder Woman?
You never know.
Plot twist, it's Blake and she wins.
Never say never, man. Crossovers are weird.
They are. Especially when it comes to DC. Oh my goodness.
Well, so, you know, despite the fact that we don't have a season coming up, there's a surprisingly large amount of stuff that's actually coming. I mean, granted, we don't know when that movie is coming out. I assume probably next year. But, you know, the fact of the matter is we still heard about it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't remember when they... Oh, wait, no, the movie's coming in 2023.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
you know
the
what?
odds of them announcing something like that... What?
I brought up earlier all the, like, flirtations of, Blake and Yang in those comics.
Which you just totally live for.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he has no complaints. Sure, it doesn't make sense timeline-wise, but do you think he cares? Hell no.
Yeah, and I also want to remind everyone, I had that little theory on when those two might finally do the thing.
Yes. Phrasing, dude.
I just mean the smoochy smooch.
I know,
and,
it means good.
You know,
still,
just
phrasing.
confirm that they are a couple. Yeah,
I feel like this volume is a very strong contender.
Oh, yeah, and if it happens in this volume, and, you know, DC and those writers want to continue that sort of thing with them in this movie, that would be significantly less odd.
Yeah, it would. It very much would.
Yeah. But I also just wonder what they're going to fight in the movie.
Oh god, DC has so many freaking options, my guy.
Team RWBY defeat...
I mean...
Wait, Team RWBY defeat Darkseid.
Yeah, I mean... like they used Starro in the comic. If they want to invent a Darkseid version in Remnant, like... That's a choice, but I guess there's nothing stopping them.
Oh, I wasn't talking about RWBY version. I just mean, like, the Darkseid.
Oh, legit Darkseid. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's totally something that's reasonable and should be expected.
They defeat Darkseid and Yang's all get wrecked Thanos.
Who knows what we're getting? I haven't the slightest.
Yeah. Well, like, who knows?
Yeah. I have to save up so much money for all of these White Lotus figurines that are coming out.
Hey, gotta build up that shrine of yours.
Yeah, that is in fact what people call it.
Yeah. I actually showed that off to some people at RTX.
Wait, like more than one?
Like,
you only told me you showed one person!
No, I just showed a couple.
Oh dear god.
No, they were mad impressed.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie and say that's not at least mildly embarrassing, man.
You're the one who posts videos of it.
Yeah, but to my audience, and they know what to expect from me. Showing it to people who have never heard of me, it could come off as incredibly weird. And I don't want to be a weirdo.
Okay, when you told me about this shrine, didn't you say one of your goals was, like, to weird people out?
In a jokey manner, I don't actually want to be I don't actually want to be known online as a massive weirdo obsessed with, you know, I mean, I am, but I don't know, man. I'm taking myself deeper.
Well, these are also, like, these are other RWBY fans who are just, like, super into the show. They were impressed.
Yeah, I guess okay, cool, okay. At least, that means at least 2 people that don't follow me in any capacity saw my collection and thought it was cool. I can accept this.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we could
we can edit. We can edit. Yeah, you can edit out the awkward silence there, and we can transition to because I actually have something. Hang on, when my voice. Hang on. When my voice picks up, we'll know where we're going. Speaking of people's collections, though, you got yourself a nifty little thing, didn't you?
Oh, are you talking about the thing I had made specifically for going to RTX? Indeed
I am. And last I checked, from everything you've told me, you basically got everything that you wanted for when it came to that, yeah?
When it came to RTX, yeah. I mean, there are like a couple more that I would have liked, but I mean, I got the ones I definitely wanted. And even one surprise that I didn't even know was there.
Yeah, that's especially fun.
Yeah, I will have it on screen here. It's a print I had made. You know what? This is before everything. This is just a print I had made of like various shots from Blake vs. Mikasa, the thumbnails of their previews, the thumbnail of the fight, the version I prefer, the one that they updated but then had to take down.
For some reason, I don't know why. The second one was so much better. Yeah, whatever.
Various shots from the fight, all leading up to that one shot of Blake missing her left arm while smirking at that Titan, which screams, "Bring it, bitch!"
Yeah, that's true. It do.
Like an absolute beast.
With a little purple nub.
That's her aura, not blood.
I know. I'm sorry, but just to mildly go back on that, the amount of people who thought, "Why does she have purple blood?" was just so goddamn weird to me. Like
it was.
Okay. Anyway.
Also shrugging
got
off
autographs.
Yep, and here it is signed.
Yay! Talk about how you have a double Aaron.
Oh yeah, so initially I gave her a gold Sharpie because, you know, she won and the color of Blake's eyes. But it didn't seem to work. So that was kind of embarrassing, and she used a silver one, which actually showed up pretty well.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I was like reflecting it off some light that you can see the initial sign. So there's a secret second Aaron signature in there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Aaron was the first person to sign that thing, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was the first person to have a signing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I also had the chance to get signed by various Death Battle people after the panel, but I was just like, but I've got the signing tomorrow, and also, I kind of want Aaron to be the first one.
Yep, he has his priorities straight, my peoples.
Yeah, so after I got it signed by Aaron, I was approached for the second time by one of the researchers, DJ Tiki, who was the head researcher for Blake.
Of all of the people to actually have been in attendance, who'd have guessed it?
Yeah, I had no idea he was going to be there, and it was super awesome meeting him. And
yeah, so boom.
Yeah, he actually gave me some, like, we talked a little bit about, like, behind the scenes about how he was in the call with Eddie and just asking, hey, so can we have Blake's arm get cut off in this fight? And he was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
And, by the way, it was also Tiki's idea to, he's the one who put in the likes. So, yeah, he's the one who put Yang in under Blake's likes, and that's what made the RWBY fandom lose their minds.
And what I'll never get over, and how much it just makes me laugh, is the fact that that caused so much absolute, you know, banana time, crazy time from fans and stuff, that Death Battle, like, literally tried to do the exact same thing again, but with different characters, and it didn't get nearly the reaction.
Cora, Holly.
Yeah, it's like, everyone's just like, okay. But no, they really did not understand what they were doing when they did that. It just makes me laugh. It's like, no, you ding-dongs. Because it's not officially canon yet, you donkuses. Like, come on. I mean, it's damn near close, obviously, but it's still not technically canon. So the fact that you made it, and you because you're a Rooster Teeth production, everyone's like, oh, was this some kind of confirmation in a sort of somehow way? Huh? You know, that's the sort of thing. That's why it caused people to go so bananas.
Yeah, well, that and the arm scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea that DJ was going to be there, and like that was extraordinarily lucky. If only Nocturne Bro was there too.
Yeah, well,
because they were the head researcher for Mikasa.
I kind of gathered through context clues, my guy. I kind of figured that out. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh.
while I was at the signing, I got it signed by Ben, Chad, Billy Burson, who's also the voice of Ringmaster, who called out the cake shot, as it's known in the official commentary, which led to Ben naming me. Which,
Yeah.
yay!
It's good times. Very good times.
Liam Swan, who wrote the episode, and I loved when I asked him and Chad, why didn't Boomstick say that's a katana in the episode?
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, yeah, Chad, why didn't he?
Because he's not a writer. He just says what he's... I mean, he changes some lines, but by and large, he just follows the script. My goodness.
You know what,
All the more reason to do RWBY. All the more reason to do RWBY versus TMNT.
We've got to have... I need to hear Boomstick say, now that's a katana when talking about Gamble Shroud.
I mean, there's only one more chance. It's sitting there, just waiting for him.
Also, Joshua, who I believe was the director for that episode, who said that was one of his favorite episodes to work on. And Sam Mitchell, who showed up at the very last minute to start the signing.
Yeah, well, that's just kind of how he does.
I mean, yeah.
There you go. It was a real successful venture.
Yeah, and that is the reason I punched a gong.
Yes, that is why the Ding Dong Dun Just Gone punched a gong. He ding-donged a gong by punching it. Because he is a ding-dong. There you go. Boom. It all works. It rhymes. Science. So, yeah, with that, man, we got a fair bit of stuff all RWBY related. We are patently obsessed with this franchise. And you know what? I honestly don't have a lot of regret or problems with that.
Yeah, same.
It just makes me happy. And you know what? Sometimes in life, you just need things that make you happy. And RWBY, but most specifically Weiss, does that a lot. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and then there was that one time Aaron ripped Blake's head off.
Look at that luscious hair. You think her head comes off too? Yep.
Oh, yeah. They were showing off those, those figures, and Aaron was just like, wait, does the head come... Oh, it does.
Yeah, because I guess Blake's arms on that figure are detachable for whatever reason.
I mean, they all
I'm
are.
not 100% sure why. Well, not all of them.
Well.
I mean, I can only talk about the Weiss figure because, of course, I'm currently holding it in my hand as I speak. But the only detachable parts for this, the Weiss figure comes in 3 pieces: the body, the head, and her sword, which is attached to her hand. Like, her whole arm doesn't pop off or anything. But yeah, so I guess I'm not entirely sure. It feels like the figures might have been pre-assembled for them, but not super great, so they kind of fell apart and they thought that they were breaking or something.
Oh no, it was just like them fresh out of the box.
Well then that would mean that, I mean, if they were fresh out of the box, then they would have had to have assembled them.
Well.
And then if they were assembling them, why would she think that she ripped Blake's arms off?
I mean,
Come on now.
I don't know.
Come on.
Like when I first saw them, like without the spotlights, I thought, oh, it was like a new figure they're showing off. No, it's like it's the ones that have come out.
Yeah, but they're cute.
Yeah, they are.
Rude. Okay, God. I can't believe this guy. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Yang mimed their figures kissing. Barb, I mean. I got them mixed up. Oh well.
Not the weirdest thing she's done on a panel.
Not even remotely, but we're not getting into that.
I'll just say
So, yeah.
that those plushies.
I don't even know what that is. I don't need to know. All right,
I'll tell you off
we
camera.
Talked about the Okay. We talked about the trailer. We talked about the clip for, I imagine, the first episode of Volume 9, whenever that comes out.
Yep.
We talked about Ice Queendom. We talked about Arrowfell. We talked about that Justice League thingamabobber that hopefully won't suck on toast. We also talked about some of the merch. We even brought in your autograph collection thingy that you got done.
And
Anything
it is framed.
Yeah, of course it is. It has to be framed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anything else you can think of, or have we pretty much covered it?
Oh, I can talk about when I spoke to Eddie and Carrie.
Oh yeah, sure. Go right ahead.
I actually learned that, so I submitted a question for the panel. Eddie told me that he did want to get to that one.
Aww.
So that made me feel good. But, I mean, I understand.
But apparently they couldn't. They apparently couldn't because they got hung up on a username.
I mean, given the username, I can understand that one.
But I'm kind of, yeah, I get the story, and you can recount it as much of the story as you want in a moment. But I'm just kind of confused. So, like, this username was so noteworthy that it ate up so much time in the Q&A they couldn't get to more questions?
Kind of.
Like, at best, it just kind of seems chuckle-worthy, and then you'd move on. So, like, what's the deal?
Yeah, unfortunately, that person was not at the panel, or even possibly at the con. I don't know. Which, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, I keep interrupting like a jerk.
Yeah.
Please, recount us with as much story as you'd like.
Well, I should also just say what the username was.
Yeah, go for it. It's your channel.
Milfology. Honestly, that name is kind of amazing. Not gonna lie.
I mean, it's a strong name. You know what? The man knows, or woman, I don't know, knows what they want and what they like, and you know what? You gotta respect it.
Yeah, so anyway, my question that I submitted was, if you got the chance to make a what-if style show, like the one Marvel made, what scenarios would you be interested in exploring?
And you couldn't, they obviously couldn't get to the question, so sadly, Friendo did not get any answers.
No, well, I also brought it up with Carrie and Eddie.
Yes, I know that was that's what I was leading into.
Ah,
I was like, surprise, he actually did.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, whatever. Go ahead and recount.
I can't remember if Kerry says something, but Eddie definitely said he would have liked to see like if Piora made a different decision in Volume 3. Which there's two ways of interpreting that. Either she doesn't fight Cinder and she just like, you know, becomes a couple with Jean, or she outright refuses to be the full maiden.
Yeah, I mean, it's open-ended. It could be anything you want.
Yeah. It wasn't like just, oh, what if Pura lived? Like, I know that's a situation worth exploring, but I kind of want there to be a bit more to it. Like, I do have a scenario in mind that I think could lead to Pura living. Or at least the way I mapped out, and then forgot how I got there, but...
It's okay.
Yeah, it could... That could be a thing. But I was talking to them about the what if Blake lost an arm instead idea. And they also agreed it's more interesting than just what if Blake stayed.
Yeah. It adds an extra little wrinkle to it. Makes sense.
And Eddie was also quite intrigued by the idea of, I don't know if... You know what, I'll just say it's one that I have talked to you about.
Ah, that one.
Yep. Eddie was quite intrigued by it.
I'm actually surprised you brought it up with them, but the fact that you got quasical approval is, I mean, that's got to be a bit of a motivator for you.
That's all the more reason for me to do it.
Absolutely.
You know what, as a little tease, and just for those who just watch these, should I say what it is?
I mean, that's entirely up to you.
What if Weiss was the Winter Maiden? And I don't just mean... what if she became the Winter Maiden at the end of Volume 7 or 8? No. What if she was the Winter Maiden all along?
Dun dun dun. She'd be so much more powerful and awesome, and yet she would be just as great as always.
And, we'll see what comes of that.
Yee. Alright then. All in all, I feel like we got a good chunk of RWBY stuff. I'm feeling pretty good. Really, all that's left for us to do now at this point is just kind of wait for our Arrowfell to come out, you know?
Yep, so we can play it together.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
And of course, like, we're mostly gonna be maining Weiss and Blake.
Duh. But, you know. Obviously, we'll have to switch over when we have to switch over, but, you know, we'll get there when we get there.
No, it's literally just gonna be, like, Weiss and Blake's adventure, and then it's gonna be like, okay, this gap is, too wide for us to cross. Ruby, a little help? Thanks. There's a massive boulder in the way. Yang? Smash. Okay.
Smash, instantly change back. Instantly.
Yeah.
Like, I've already got the thumbnail planned out for it, and it is absurdly funny looking. But you'll see it when you see it, if you actually want to see it. Simple as that.
I really want to know what the plan is, but you know what? I'll save that for off camera.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright then, I feel like we covered everything, and if anybody wanted to know our thoughts on something, they probably know it now, so I'm feeling good. When the next time we speak, God only knows. Scheduling is weird, but we'll be back soon. We'll be back soon enough, but the next time we talk about RWBY is probably going to be a little while.
Yeah, no, the next time we talk about RWBY is going to be a while, but we are, of course, going to do that Arrowfell Let's Play. But if you just like the sound of our voices, I was going to make a joke, but that also would have been an insult to you, so I didn't want to do that.
Nani? You gonna insult my stupid sounding voice?
No, I was going to insult mine, but then I realized, oh wait, Max is here too, I shouldn't do that.
It's okay, my voice sucks.
We're also going to be doing a Death Battle discussion in which we talk about, every episode, like, so far this season, and the bonus episode that was announced at RTX, Excalibur vs. Raiden.
Boy howdy is that going to be a discussion. And if you want to know what I mean by that, you're more than welcome to watch.
Oh yeah, because we got to talk about Harley v Jinx, Scarlet Witch v Satana. Crap, what was after that? Oh yeah, Tanjiro versus Jonathan.
Tanjiro.
Vegeta versus 4.
Yes.
Onmyo v Homelander, Magneto versus Tetsuo. Then there was
Wukong versus Hercules.
Yep, Sun Wukong versus Hercules. Boba Fett versus the Predator.
And then Arbiter versus Predator. That's the Arbiter.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
Anyway, that's good. That's gonna be a thing. There are things to say. Sure,
Yeah.
definitely, absolutely.
And we probably won't talk about like this in the discussion, but I will just say I know what the following episode is.
He sure does. And as a result, I do too, because he leaked it like a scoundrel.
Well, I also trust you to be quiet about it.
Yeah, because I am a trustworthy fellow.
Yeah, unlike all those people who have been throwing it around publicly online. Shame.
Disgusting. But yeah, there you go. If you actually sat through this entire thing, man, I don't know why you did that, but thank you. They were very nice.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time in whatever form that ends up being. Later.
See ya.